सर जब तक एक सवाल आपको पूछता हूं, because I have some questions here. See, everyone is thrilled there in the auditorium. They know how to go from 0 to 1,000 crores. Their point is whether it should be equity or mutual funds.
You can do it either. See, yeah. See, there is no difference between equity and equity mutual fund. Actually, job is much easier for the common man. You can buy brilliant mutual funds and you can do the same thing what we did with the equities. And you don't have to do that hard work. Now the hard work is finding the right mutual fund, right manager. And that your advisor will help you in finding that. So you can do SIP, that culture SIP was not there. Very small people can make a lot of money. You can do SIP, but do SIP in the right products. I mean, of course, 80-90% will be done if it is equity mutual fund, but that cutting edge will come with the right product. And that your advisor will help you in terms of finding out which SIP do, yes, but SIP in what? That is very important. And how long? So I think mutual fund is, in fact, I don't now buy any stocks. My entire 1,300 crores is only in mutual fund. Of course, my own mutual fund, but every single penny is in mutual fund.
Sir, how do you take exit decisions from a fund, from a scheme, from a stock?
अभी देखो फंड तो अभी खरीदे हमने, समझे ना? तो फंड के बारे में मालूम नहीं, but basically the stocks, see, there are two ways, at least I used to do it. When I'm wrong, I run. The moment I realize that I've committed mistake in any story, I have to sell. Immediately, I don't wait for tomorrow, day after and all. कि भाई मैंने 1,000 रुपये में खरीदा था, अभी भाव 200 रुपये है, तो थोड़ा सा बढ़े तो फिर खरीद बेचूँ, ऐसा कुछ नहीं. 155 का भाव है, सवेरे 10 बजे मैंने मालूम पड़ा कि भाई गलत हो तुम, तो मैं बोला कि बिफोर द मार्केट क्लोजेस प्लीज डैम थिंग थ्रो इट, आई डोंट वांट टू डाई अगेन. एक बार जितना मरना है मर लिया, खत्म मामला. सो आई एम वेरी हार्श इन सेलिंग व्हेन आई एम रॉन्ग. व्हेन कंपनी इज रॉन्ग, you go and meet the company, understand why they are doing it, and if you don't understand why they are doing it, sell it, move on. You have a lot of opportunities because you need only 15-20 stocks. There are 4,000 of them. जितने कंपनी, जितनी खराब कंपनी, सबको नहीं बोलते जाओ continuously. So you have a lot of choices. You don't have to be stuck with a company which has made money for you. You can sell it. So when you are wrong or when the company is wrong. Or third is when you get some wonderful opportunity and you don't have money. Obviously, you have to generate money from the existing marginal investments. Thank you. Yeah.
सुनील सर, आपके लिए एक क्वेश्चन है. What do you think is the ideal holding period for a mutual fund, and what parameters you would look for while choosing a fund?
The right holding period is the goal which you want to achieve because of your investment, right? हर डिसीजन के पीछे आपको एक लॉजिक होना चाहिए कि क्यों मैं इन्वेस्टमेंट कर रहा हूँ, चाहे वो आपकी रिटायरमेंट के लिए हो या बेटी की एजुकेशन, बेटी की शादी. एक टाइम फ्रेम आपके मन में होना चाहिए. और जैसे रामदेव जी कह रहे थे, जब आप टैक्सेशन का ना फिक्र करें, मार्केट की क्या आउटलुक है उसका ना फिक्र करें, जब आपकी रिक्वायरमेंट हो तब बेचिए आप, राइट? सेकेंड क्वेश्चन, आप कैसे चुनना है आपको म्यूचुअल फंड. तो मैं कह रहा हूँ ना, जैसे आप इन्वेस्टर्स है तो काम आपका है, आपका काम करना, आपके एडवाइजर का काम है आपको म्यूचुअल फंड चुनना. तो आई वुड से प्लेस 100% ट्रस्ट इन योर एडवाइजर. आप उसकी लाइफ को कॉम्प्लिकेट मत कीजिए, बिकॉज देयर 100% टाइम इज डिवोटेड टू स्टडिंग वेरियस म्यूचुअल फंड्स. बिकॉज हम म्यूचुअल फंड वाले उनको प्रेजेंटेशन करते हैं कि हम कैसे हर डिफरेंट टाइप के फंड को चलाते हैं, और वो इसको फिल्टर करके उनको जब कॉन्फिडेंस आती है तो वो आपको रेकमेंड करते हैं. तो आई वुड से एज फार एज म्यूचुअल फंड सिलेक्शन इज कंसर्न, आप अपना दिमाग उसमें मत खोइए, सीधे आपके एडवाइजर के पास वो काम को छोड़ दीजिए.
One question is that you have showed us how the index has gone from 100 to 30,000 in the last 30 years. Plus, if you add dividends, it is almost from 48,000. So this journey has been from 100 to 48,000 over the last 30 years. But in the same period, how have gold and FDs done? So what would the value of gold and FD be?
See, I don't remember. It must have gone up by 10-20 times.
Correct.
Maybe 30 times.
Correct.
If this is 300 times, मेरे ख्याल से उसका भाव होता था. अभी कितना भाव है गोल्ड का?
So 30,000.
That is also 30,000.
Correct.
But that was not at 100 rupees.
Correct.
So obviously,
3,000.
gold has not done as well as equities.
So gold has gone up around 32
Maybe 30
times.
times. Maybe 30 times.
30 times.
1,000 rupees रहा होगा अभी
30
30
times.
का भाव हुआ है.
And FD in your own presentation it says has become 100 का भी 1800 हो गया है. So it's gone up 18 times.
Yeah, yeah. What, that you do. I mean, he has showed the.
Yeah, correct.
He has shown at 7%. See, at 7% it takes 10 years to double.
Correct.
At 15% it requires 4 years to. Sorry.
Correct.
Yeah, 4 years to double.
Correct.
On gold, just to add to what sir said, very simple. Gold you buy at the price, that is the value. Stocks you buy at a price, you get a value which is much higher than the price. Why? Because gold does not have the ability to produce anything. It is only demand and supply which drives the price of gold. But for stocks, there is demand and supply which is P ratio, and there is earnings potential from the productive capacity of the company. So that's the difference between gold and equities.
See, there are some questions about websites, different websites, and how PE ratios, which is most reliable, etc., and how IPO allotment is done. I believe, learned gentlemen, let's not ask this question. You can just give this query on PIFA website. We'll try to answer it. Sir, there is one question for you, for both of you actually. How do you judge or how do you project future cash flows of a company?
अरे यही तो 35 साल लग गया भाई. और ये तो रोज ही सीखते हैं. That is what you have to learn. How do you project? There is no book where you can project. So it's a lot of you have to put a lot of frameworks in this thing. You have to have deep understanding of cost, volume, price mix. I mean, actually, there is a simple framework given by Michael Mauboussin. Cost, volume, price mix. In any company, you try to figure out what is the cost structure, what is the price at which you can sell, how many volumes you can sell, what is going to be the mix of good and bad. And now the currency is also one of the things. So we call it cost, volume, price mix, and currency. So all these 6 factors, how it plays out, how it is going to play out in the company's future. So you consult the company, you visualize how the business are going to shape up, and then you go and meet the company and figure out what is their game plan. When the intersection of both, we create our own spreadsheet and try to figure out, I mean, it is not so much in the spreadsheet, it is all in the head, but you have to do that company after company. It's very complex, I cannot explain you.
No, very simple, I will tell you, is that we focus on companies, we focus on the industries, right? And there is a framework for the industry where a company which first comes into a thing and is growing very fast, a star, then it starts generating cash like Kamadhenu cash cow, and then becomes a dog. So the simple theory is like this. Never buy a star in an industry which is a dog. Rather, you buy an ordinary cash cow company in an industry which is a star. Right? Because you're predicting an industry is far easier to predict individual companies. So you choose a good quality business which is in the right industry, automatically the demand supply scenario will take care of those cash flows. So broad thing is the industry is far more important than the company. In the company, the quality of the management and its ability to be in the right place at the right time is a little more important.
Thank you, sir. Last 3 questions because we have got a notice from the auditorium. Sir, there is one question again common to both of you. Europe and US, they have already started passive investing. At MOSL, you have tried ETFs. What do you think is the future?
I think eventually passive will come, but right now the owners' holding is so high and retail is still pretty dominant, which are not that intelligent. And owners, of course, they cannot be intelligent. They have to just, because it's a zero cost for them. So there is still a possibility for active managers to do very well in India. So my sense is, at least for next 5-10 years, it will be the active investing all the way, because 70-80% of the funds in India are outperforming, and by outperforming by huge margin. Like our fund, I mean, flagship fund has done 19% outperformance per year for last 3 years. So these kind of performances are possible only in India. We cannot do it in US because this market is imperfect right now. So market will go through the maturity phase. At some point of time, people will realize that it is very tough to beat the, I mean, they themselves become the market, then how do you beat anybody? So I think there is some time in India when you have to chase the active, and wonderful active investing is possible at this juncture for at least for next 5 years.
Just to supplement what he said, the key difference is a word called information asymmetry. It is the opposite of that is information symmetry. In the US, the S&P 500, the 500 companies, every smallest detail about the company, its plant, what's happening in every corner of its factory, you can go to a website of the company, website of the analyst and find out. In India, the FIA studies the top 100 companies. Beyond that, each mutual fund manager and with their analysts have to go and individually study the company. Information is not available across the board beyond the top 100, 120 companies in the country. Beyond that, like you said, there are about 400 companies which are good quality companies active in the stock market. So from 120 to 400, the information asymmetry, the person who goes and studies it deeply gets that extra knowledge which creates the alpha, that potential. Internet or no internet, is going to take at least 5 to 10 years in India for the BSE 500 to have the same level of transparency and information symmetry that the Nifty has today.
Thank you so much. So there is one specific question to Raamdeo ji. How can you evaluate a property versus mutual funds? Currently, property rates are down. Suppose I have 10 lakhs or 50 lakhs. Should I invest into mutual fund or a property as of now?
See, when it comes to buying your own first home, I think don't bother about it, go and buy your first home. But beyond that, investing in property, see, mutual fund investing or stock investing comes when you're considering investing per se as surplus. At that point of time, I would say 100% go only in equity mutual fund. I mean, this is an amazing, unique opportunity for you to invest in a well-managed equity mutual funds. You don't have to, you have to just find one good equity mutual fund. I mean, 15, 17% compounded return is almost, I mean, I can't use the word guaranteed, but it is almost there. You're going to make it. In next 10 years, you'll make 4-5 times. If you go to anything like fixed income and even real estate is so expensive in last 10 years, I mean, my sense is it cannot go again 10 times in next 10 years. It has got done 10 times in last 10 years, 15 years. I think we are going to see the asset class rotation. I mean, real estate for investing. I mean, for staying, it is always a greenfield, in the sense that you go and buy your chosen flat and stay there. But for investing, I would not touch with barge pole anything called real estate or gold. And I would rather go to fixed income. If I'm scared of equity, I would rather go to well-managed fixed income, but not to any of these things.
Thank you.
The audience would like to know if there are 2-3 stocks or sectors on which you are more bullish over the next 3 to 5 years.
So,
I just want to add a point here for the audience. I think there are more than 1,000 people here. And one of my slides, I just want to point out, because Raamdeo ji has been going on about 15% index is giving, so any mutual fund stocks should give much better. So I'm assuming that the average age of this audience is 40, okay, give or take a few. I just looked it around. So all I'm saying is, if each of you is putting 33,000 rupees a month into mutual funds at 15%, by your retirement age, you will all be 5 crores net worth. So my wishes to all of you is that every person in this room should be worth at least 5 crores easily by the age of 60. Thank you.
I think era of high inflation is also behind. That's where the political management of the economy makes a difference. And my sense is one of the biggest trends I see right now is the first decade was about the oil prices, commodity prices moving from $25, $30 to $110, $120. This decade, this recovery, this bull run, which is going to be mother of all the bull runs, which will be bigger than what we have seen in 2008, whenever it happens, will be because the oil prices is going to remain low. So how do you play this game? That only time will tell, but now we are reasonably getting some sense of how the next bull run is going to shape up. It is going to be a strong rupee because the current account deficit will be weak, because the oil exports, oil import bill will be very, very limited because the price is half and the economy is used to $110 oil. So our current account deficit will be 0.5% or less than 1%, and our FI flow, FDI flow will be high, and it will pressurize the interest rates here. Your currency balance, which is $360 billion, that will go to almost $1 trillion. So the game is going to be very different in next 7-10 years. You have to be really looking at these opportunities, which are going to be mega, and buy the right company and sit tight.
And one final point, can I do? See, you are your own strength. I'll tell you why. You call it a self-fulfilling policy. I'll just tell you one statistics, which people like you across India are doing. 2004 to 2014, 10 years, 1 lakh crore was brought by investors into mutual funds. How much? 1 lakh crores 10 years, 2004 to 14. Modi ji came to power 2014 to today, 3 years. 2 lakh crores has come into the mutual fund industry. So you are your own strength. In 3 years, you brought 10 times the amount of money. Since people like you are going to buy stocks, what Raamdeo ji will come true much before what he said, it will come true. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.